Be 21 and older. See you there Thursday.
You know that feeling. You're finally asleep and bam, a leg cramp comes out of nowhere. Look, I played through pain, but waking up with a leg cramp at 3 a.m., that sucks. So I don't mess around anymore. I keep Highland's Leg Cramps PM on my nightstand. No groggy side effects, no harsh meds, just a fast, effective relief that lets me sleep through the night without the Charlie horse surprise. Get the sleep you need with Highland's Leg Cramps PM. Get it today at Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS. Highland's Leg Cramps PM, because you don't need a midnight workout.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
Money all the time, what I'm thinking.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays are back. Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Listen every Monday during football season
To the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, Mason and Ireland, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show.
All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Water, power, comfort. Next Gen protects it all with the Home Hero Bundle. Do you like the taste of your water? If not, get your free alkaline reverse osmosis system when you install whole home water filtration. Clean, healthy water every tap. Add a heater treater for just $4.99 to shield your plumbing from hard water damage. And when you bundle in HVAC or electrical service, you'll save 10% instantly. One call, one team, total home protection. Call NextGen 833-3-NEXGEN or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com today.
CSOB number 1011173.
Hey, Los Angeles, your Rams are fresh off a win against the Indianapolis Colts and looking to remain undefeated at home this season when they host their division rivals, the San Francisco 49ers, this Thursday in prime time. You can experience this rivalry showdown live from SoFi Stadium by visiting therams.com/SF. That is therams.com/SF to see Puka, Matthew, and Jared Verse as the Rams battle Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers this Thursday, October 2nd at 5 p.m. See you at the Rams house.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. This is Lakers Talk on 710 ESPN.
Where Lakers fans tap in for all the latest surrounding the purple and gold.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
An off-season edition of Lakers Talk is on.
Here's Andy Kamenetsky.
What is up, Lakers fans? The season is now officially upon us. We have not reached the games yet. That is the official ones in a couple of weeks, but we have the actual start of the season. It happened today in El Segundo. The Lakers broke training camp. We had media day. Everybody who covers this team was assembled to watch all and ask questions of all of the members of your Los Angeles Lakers. Everybody was there. We are going to share thoughts and observations of what was said by Luka Dončić, by LeBron James, Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, and all down the line at 8:30. I'm going to talk with Daniel Starkin, who covers the Lakers for Lakers Nation, boots on the ground. He is a regular presence at games and at practices. Lakers fans know and love his coverage, so that is coming up at 8:30. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm going to play an exclusive conversation that I had with Lakers newcomer Jake LaRavia. We talked a bit about his game, what he brings to the table. his own goals for the season, the things that he wants to accomplish, all that stuff. I also learned some new lingo, I guess, that the kids are saying from Jake LaRavia that made me feel very old and very washed. If nothing else, I guess this is common video game lingo, and I know absolutely nothing about it. So
the Call of Duty?
It was not Call of
Fortnite?
Duty. Well, we got into this.
Overwatch?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It was related to Luka Dončić's video game. Luka is he like a spokesperson for
He's like
Overwatch
or the endorser or something.
like an endorser? Does he have a skin in the game like a literal?
I believe so.
You can control Luka Dončić in one of these first-person POV games, and video games came up. I brought up Luka's game, and then we will get into it. Jake LaRavia taught me a new phrase, new slang that the kids are saying. Jake LaRavia is still a kid. He's even younger than Deandre. I believe he's just 24 years old. So he's got to call Deandre sir. That's how young this guy is. So this was both exciting and embarrassing to learn this new lingo and be fully exposed as old by Jake LaRavia. So that's coming up at 9. And, of course, your calls, 877-710-ESPN. Anything you want to weigh in on from what you saw with Lakers Media Day, whether you're watching on Spectrum, following along on 710. There were some interviews that John and Steve did with various Lakers. In particular, we're going to play their conversation with Marcus Smart, another newcomer that we thought was interesting. So, again, 877-710-ESPN if you want to weigh in. But we got to start with LeBron James. And even though it is Luka's team, it is Luka's era moving forward, everybody knows this. The Lakers have, frankly, not been shy about making it clear that this is the Luka era moving forward. LeBron is obviously still a very important member of the Lakers. He's an all-time great franchise that relishes and takes pride in the idea of catering to superstars and, more than anybody else on this team who truly matters. There's been a lot of questions swirling around LeBron's future with the organization, his seeming unhappiness, what it felt like LeBron and Team Clutch were going out of their way to message and keep alive. There was the Rich Paul statement upon LeBron opting into the final year of his contract. He will be a free agent this offseason. So with all that in mind, I am really, really pleased and happy to report that LeBron's mood and his vibe and his words today, all excellent. Like, it was all great. LeBron put out a vibe and a demeanor of absolute joy and happiness to be in the building. And now, to be clear, I did not expect LeBron to walk into media day and blow bleep up and just absolutely cut out this season at the knees to begin. Like, even if LeBron is not entirely satisfied about every part of his setup with the Lakers this year, I did not expect that LeBron would begin things by putting the team and the season on blast. A, it's not really LeBron's style to do that. I think he's far too professional. B, even if LeBron wasn't professional that way, I don't think he has the leverage to really make something happen from that if he blows things up. So really all he would be doing is just creating problems kind of for the sake of it. But LeBron could have also just said the right things, like the proverbial right things, but in a very businesslike way and in a way that projected just professionalism. I've got a job to do. I care about my craft. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to give it my best. But more because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm paid a lot of money to do. I'm thinking about my future elsewhere in the league as opposed to excitement about the Lakers. But instead, again, he was visibly excited and enthusiastic to be there, cracking a lot of jokes. He expressed gratitude in a lot of ways, just being there for this season, the opportunity to play season 23. None of this felt forced or LeBron laying it on thick for the sake of appearances. Some of his thoughts included, quote, "I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to play a game that I love for another season, and however the journey lays out for me this year," this being in reference to the possibility of it maybe being his last season. Quote, I'm just super invested because like you said, I don't know when the end is. I know it's a lot sooner than later. So just being super appreciative with the fact that I can come in here and do another media day and talk with you guys, do all this stuff around here, and just excited about the journey and whatever, this year has in store for me. LeBron then talked about new additions like Marcus Smart, who he has said a lot of battles over the years. Happy to have Marcus Smart on his side. Deandre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, who LeBron went out of his way to make sure to mention among the new guys. There was a question about the new guys posed to LeBron that didn't mention Jake LaRavia. LeBron went out of his way to talk about what LaRavia means. And again, a reminder, 9 p.m., we're going to have my exclusive conversation with Jake LaRavia. But even with all the positivity expressed by LeBron, he still had not clearly expressed his thoughts on the quality of this roster and their potential for this season, which to me felt important given the messaging from LeBron, or the lack thereof, in a lot of ways the silence that felt loud on the heels of the statement from Rich Paul upon opting in, saying that LeBron wants to play for a championship and that he will be weighing options depending on the quality of the roster. So I just asked LeBron directly about this. Released a statement saying that you were looking to compete for championships, evaluating the roster, stuff like that, the competitive level. It sounds like you feel pretty good about it, but is that the case, that you feel pretty good about the way the roster's shaped up this year?
Yeah, I'm excited about getting to work, and I'm excited about to see what we can do.
That is what I think everybody needed to hear from LeBron. Just the idea, not just I'm excited to play basketball, I'm excited for year 23. I'm grateful that while turning 41 in 3 months, I can still play this game at a high level. All that may be true, but he can feel all of that while not necessarily feeling excited about the quality of the roster. And while LeBron did not take the opportunity to maybe oversell it and talk about this team as championship frontrunners, again, I asked him directly, are you happy with the quality of this roster? And he said yes. And he was pretty unequivocal about that. And that, I think, is going to be such a big plus heading into this season, where there are a lot of unknowns for LeBron. Like, I think LeBron genuinely does not know how much longer he's going to play because, frankly, I don't think there's any way for LeBron to truly know, because there is no template for what he's doing right now. There is no thing that you can look back on. There's no example of a player that you can look back on who is entering season 23, pushing 41 years old, who is coming off a second-team All-NBA season. And, like, how much longer you can do this if you're LeBron, how much longer his body will cooperate, how much longer his mind will cooperate. Like, LeBron talked about how, there is still the work involved with this and that he is still excited by the prospect of process and, like, the prospect of sharpening his skills, getting better at new things, even entering season 23, and particularly talked about catch and shoot opportunities and that proficiency and playing more off ball as Luka and Austin Reeves, who we also talked about. Those guys have more on ball responsibilities. So, like, all of this stuff, these are things that LeBron is going to be weighing in real time as he figures out how much longer he's going to do this. It was actually very funny. There was one point where he was asked about the timing of all this and figuring out his timeline and whether or not Bryce James, his son who's now playing at Arizona or Arizona State? Arizona, and Bryce James is considered an NBA prospect like Bronny right now, entering his second year. Would he be looking to, as a lot of people have speculated, line up his timeline with Bryce's timeline for a potential entry into the NBA? And LeBron, with a laugh that felt pretty genuine, said, like, look, man, I am not lining this up or even trying to line this up with Bryce. I don't know if Bryce's timeline is going to match up with mine. And I think LeBron is being honest about this because there's no way to know for sure how this is going to line up for Bryce James in terms of how well he's going to play at Arizona, if he's going to be NBA ready. There's also no way for LeBron to know whether or not he is going to be able to continue playing to line up with Bryce. And honestly, I don't know if LeBron, if say he's really mapping this out the way a lot of people are speculating, Bryce and Bronny on the team in a year and 2 years with LeBron, like that's a lot of bleep that you got to line up pretty exact that at this point I think is impossible for LeBron. And I think LeBron recognizes, like, look, I managed to pull this off with Bronny. It's awesome. I'm happy about it. You know, he joked and referenced, one of his sons is running around here somewhere. But, like, LeBron seems very realistic and at peace with the idea of, I genuinely don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. I don't know how much longer my family's going to want me to do this. You know, he's got a young daughter who has several years ahead of her before she goes to college. Otherwise, it's kind of the empty nest for him in Savannah. And he may decide, you know what, I want as many years left as I can with my youngest daughter before they're all out of the house. And there really ain't much left for LeBron to do this season, even if he does get another championship, although that would be a pretty awesome way for his career to either potentially end or the twilight of his career, one more championship. And a lot of that is going to have to do with Luka Dončić, who also said some very interesting things today. We'll get into that next. Andy Kamenetsky, Lakers Talk, 710 ESPN.
They might stumble. They might fall.
So, I fall. Kind of, sort of frequently.
Yes.
But DeMarco and Travis always get back up.
During a 5K at Angel Stadium, I fall. Okay, this is my lot.
This is what he does.
Sell at the golf course.
But you get back up.
I get so far.
Yeah, you get up. There you go.
Catch the DeMarco and Travis afternoon show weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and streaming on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
You can tell Halloween is near by all the colorful Christmas lights. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
3 amazing cigars, spectacular spirits, and a feast fit for kings. Also, a live performance by Martini Kings. Smoking good times, October 5th.
Number 2.
We're giving away a Land Rover Defender, October 30th.
And the number 1 reason.
Catch Brett Michaels' only SoCal engagement, November 21st, only at Morongo.
Morongo, good times.
Hey, it's Chris Morales. You know, we joke around a lot that I almost died, which I almost did. I had severe heart failure. That's when I went to a Providence hospital in the emergency room. And here's the thing about heart care. It begins with trust. That's why Providence takes the time to listen, understand, and earn yours before making any decision about your care. For me, if it wasn't for Dr. Cobb and Katie Cornella at St. Joe's in Orange, they made me trust them and they made me know. And my health and my life were going to be even better once I got out of the hospital. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as
710 ESPN.
The radio home of the purple and gold and the home of Lakers Talk.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
More Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky rolls on.
Luka Dončić on his way to becoming the boss of the Lakers. Part of a, I guess, 3-headed boss hydra, because we've got Rob Pelinka and JJ Redick just got an extension. That was very unexpected news that Rob Pelinka broke last Thursday, the State of the Union address that Rob Pelinka.
Do you think he was a year too early, maybe?
Here's what I would say about it, because it was unexpected in the sense, and a reminder, I'll be talking with Daniel Starkin from Lakers Nation in about 15 minutes. Going to hear my conversation with Jake LaRavia at 9 o'clock. Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN. Before we get to the things Luka said during today's media day, and there were a few things in particular I thought were interesting. A year too early for J.J. Redick. I wouldn't say it's too early in the sense that I get why they're doing this. I feel like they are really looking to establish a culture and stability that has not felt like it's been there for the Lakers in a while. Like, when is the last time the Lakers have felt fully committed to a coach?
Phil Jackson?
Yeah. I mean,
literally, I'm not yeah,
I know.
Not trying to make a joke or anything. No,
you're not being flippant. That's the actual answer. It's Phil Jackson. And ever since Phil, there's been a revolving door at coach, and these are the names that have come since Phil. Mike Brown, Mike D'Antoni, Byron Scott, Luke Walton, Frank Vogel, Darvin Ham, now J.J. Redick. What is the through line between all those men I just named? I'll cut to the chase. There is no through line. Like, there is nothing you can glean from those selections and say, you know what? This is what the Lakers were looking for. They just couldn't land on quite the right thing, but it's very clear what they were trying to find in a coach. And what it's really felt like, to be honest, is they haven't considered coach all that important in terms of establishing a culture. I think it's felt like they feel like culture is established through stars, through their superstars, and just through everything that comes with the Laker brand, like the Lakers' exceptionalism and the prestige and the mythology of this organization. That and superstars, that's what sets the culture. And the coach is not particularly important in it. The coach is interchangeable. The coach has also, to be totally honest, often been the scapegoat. The coach has often been the guy thrown under the bus. You know, they gave Frank Vogel that fake one-year extension that was not really an extension, and we learned it truly wasn't an extension.
And he won a title.
He won a championship, and they fired him before he could even enter his extension year. So I think there is some messaging with J.J. Redick, the idea of nobody would have been asking questions, hey, why have you not already extended first-time head coach J.J. Redick 1 year into his 4-year contract? Like, nobody would have been asking that. Nobody would have felt like it was a lack of confidence in J.J. Redick. Like, the thought of I thought J.J. had a good first year. Like, the playoffs, there was some shakiness, but a lot of very good coaches struggle their first time around in the playoffs. Playoffs are hard. But, like, I thought he had a good first year. But I also, the thought of extending J.J. Redick, to be totally honest, never even occurred to me because there's no urgency. But I get it. I get why they are doing it. And ultimately, it's not that much longer than he was going to be under contract anyway. So if you grow dissatisfied with him, there was a certain amount of money that you were setting yourself up to eat regardless. But I think it's good to, again, really start leaning into the idea of we are establishing a culture that is about more than just the brand and superstar effery. I also think it's good that it lines up, I think, with Rob Pelinka. It's going to be lining up pretty well with Luka's extension. Also, and it goes without saying, but Luka did say it today during his media day, you don't do this unless Luka likes J.J. Redick. You do not do this unless it's very clear Luka likes being coached by J.J.
And simply they have a built-in trust with J.J. Redick and his coaching philosophy and what he can do for this Lakers franchise going forward. You don't give a guy a contract extension when he had like, what, two more years left in his deal?
I believe he had three more years
left in his deal. And
counting the season where you're about to start, 3 years.
So there you go. That just says it right then and there that they believe they found their guy, their actual head coach that can lead this team to a championship 1 year. So.
And Luka actually was asked about just the overall stability of this organization. Between the things cited were his own extension, J.J. Redick's extension, new ownership led by Mark Walter that will be official sometime in the very near future. Luka said, quote, "I think the stability is amazing. It was great to work with JJ. Hopefully we can work till the end of my career. I just love him as my coach. He will tell you anything. He will tell you if you did something wrong, if you did something great. So just his approach to the game, it's unbelievable. So I'm really excited that he's my coach." And this, it's a sign of JJ Redick hopefully being able to gain even more confidence in laying down the culture of this organization. But there's also the question of the culture that Luka's going to be laying down. And he talked a lot during media day about his increased comfort with this organization. You know, it was very clear, and he didn't even try to hide from it. The sucker punch trade that sent him here was a lot to wrap his head around. And it took him a minute to feel even sort of comfortable here. That's all in the past now. He feels comfortable. And that he said is going to lead to him with more of a leadership voice and more of a comfort exerting his voice as a leader.
Yeah, he said. He also said that coming here mid-season really couldn't do anything for his leadership. You know, he had to be here from the beginning.
Yeah, these were his exact words on it.
You know, like I said, when you get to the new team, you know, in the middle of a season, it's kind of hard, you know, to get everything together. But as I said before, you know, preseason is going to help me a lot with leadership, getting to know the guys. So through the practice, you know, me and JJ talk about it a lot. So we're just going to have to work it out.
And I'm really curious to see what this looks like, because Luka is, at least with us, not the most vocal guy in the world. He's a man of
he's more vocal to the referees.
He's very vocal to them. Like, if that's how you judge leadership, that man's a born leader, because he does not shut up with the refs at all. And by the way, with leadership, I think that's actually something he needs to try to do a better job, because between him and LeBron, who also, frankly, does not shut up with the refs either, those are the guys setting the tone. And if your leaders are doing that all the time, and we saw this with Kobe's Lakers, like Kobe would jaw at the refs constantly, work the refs constantly, and then before you know it, you'd see Lamar Odom doing it, Pau Gasol doing it, Andrew Bynum doing it. Like, everybody takes their cues from their leader, and there's a permission structure with it. But I also thought it's interesting, too, like the idea of Luka being more vocal on the court. I think that actually goes hand in hand with skinny Luka. And it was very clear seeing him in person. He looks great. Like, Luka looks great. He looks legit like a guy who has dropped weight, in better conditioning. You know, he's wearing a jersey, like, it doesn't hide much. You know, you can't just be in fashionable sweaters or whatnot. He looked really good. But, DeAndre, one of the things I was thinking about is for him to be a better leader on the court over 48 minutes, that conditioning matters, because it's hard as you get more fatigued. It's harder to talk on the court. Like, that's something that goes.
Yeah, and sometimes communication can be rather, you know, it's not great trying to point and all that stuff. So he is going to have to do a lot of communicating, especially on the defensive end of the floor, which the Lakers are going to need going into the season, him taking more pride in that end of the floor, which I thought he did take a right step in that when he was playing during in the Eurobasket. So hopefully all that translates to nothing but great communication and him being in better shape too.
I obviously there's the onus that he has to take upon himself, like that accountability defensively, and more pride taken in. I think the better conditioning, being slimmer, probably being a little bit quicker, that's going to help. I don't think he's ever going to be like a plus defender. But if he can be plus in certain areas and like a neutral or even just a slight minus in others, that's good enough.
I think the plus, not necessarily keeping guys in front, because, again, that's more of an effort thing, which I'm not saying he can't do. But I think what we'll see good signs as far as him on the defensive floor is being in the passing lanes and being engaged, boxing out his man. Don't be lost out there on the defensive end of the floor. Don't get comfortable. So being able to rotate, close out on guys, like those things is what they're going to need from Luka Dončić.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he needs to just not hurt things out there, because like as much as the perfect team build, you put players around Luka that really offset those weaknesses. Like you put as many plus athletes, plus defenders, you know, plus shooters around Luka, and you just at that point, kind of like what the Warriors have done with Steph. You just say, be a neutral. Just be a defensive neutral. Be good enough out there, and these other guys will pick up that slack, and then you just be the engine of this offense. Like, that would be the perfect world version of what you do with Luka. And maybe down the road, that will be what the roster looks like around Luka. But for the time being, that's not this roster. Like, this roster, there are questions. I'm sure I'll probably get into that with Daniel Starkin in a few minutes. There are questions about this team, their potential defensively, and like their ceiling defensively. It's going to take a lot of effort from everybody, including Luka. But that's also part of that leadership. Like, if these other guys see Luka busting his ass to the best of his ability defensively, I think it becomes very similar to what we saw last year with LeBron, LeBron, when he cranked it up, was like a plus defender. LeBron was really, really remarkable, frankly, last year defensively when he really cranked it up for a couple months. But when these guys see LeBron doing that last year, I think Luka doing it this year, it turns into, well, man, if Luka's doing this, I got to pick up my effort. I have to pick it up.
And you don't want to be that guy to be the only one who's getting beat constantly on the defensive end of the floor. Like, you got to have some sort of pride on that end of the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to talk about reactions to Media Day and what he saw from different players with Daniel Starkin from Lakers Nation, covers the Lakers for the site. Probably everybody listening to the show is familiar with Daniel's coverage. That is coming up next. Lakers Talk. Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
Money all the time, what I'm thinking.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays are back. It's presented by Pachanga Resort Casino.
Listen every Monday during football season
To the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, Mason and Ireland, and the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show.
All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays presented by Pachanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Travis Rogers, Sua Cravens, and me, Chris Morales, Thursday, October 2nd, this Thursday, for the ESPN LA Rams postgame show. Live from Hollywood Park Casino. Win prizes like signed sports memorabilia and tickets to an upcoming ESPN LA sporting event. While you're there, enter for a chance to win a brand new Pedigo e-bike. And I'm putting Rams fans on the air live from HBC after the game. Hollywood Park Casino is LA's hottest card room and the only place where you can party and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino must be 21 and older. See you there Thursday.
Back when I played, leg cramps were no joke. Fourth quarter, overtime, practice, even when I got home, they would hit out of nowhere. Had I known about Highland's leg cramps back in the day, I would have had a locker full of the stuff. Now I'm retired, I still get these cramps on my morning walks, hanging out with my daughter, but now I've got something that actually works. Highland's leg cramps. The tablets dissolve quickly under the tongue and don't upset my stomach. Cramps hit athletes, weekend warriors, couch coaches, all of us. Grab Highland's leg cramps and get it today at Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone is a therapist. Not everyone is the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
An off-season edition of Lakers Talk continues on 710 ESPN. Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
More Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky rolls on.
She's a very kinky girl, the kind you don't take home to mother. She will never let your spirits down once you get her off the street. Oh, girl.
Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN. We will be talking with Daniel Starkin from Lakers Nation in just a minute or so. We're looking to track him down. We got him? We've actually got him now. All right, screw that. Let's get Daniel Starkin on right now. You know his coverage from Lakers Nation. He is at practices regularly. He is at games regularly. Boots on the ground coverage. Knows this team extremely well. Daniel, how are you, man?
I'm doing well, Andy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get into a lot of just different reactions to specific players, what was said, stuff like that. But before we get into some of those guys on an individual level, if you had to narrow down one thing that jumped out at you most from Lakers Media Day today, what would it be? Like in terms of either vibe or what was being said by multiple people, things like that.
Yeah, honestly, for me, I'd say it was LeBron's mood. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. It's been a weird offseason, but he was in a great mood, so that was kind of surprising and set the tone for the whole day.
Yeah, I even asked him directly just because, to your point, he was saying a lot of very enthusiastic, positive things in terms of being excited for the season, grateful for the opportunity to still be playing at this age, you know, not taking it for granted. He praised newcomers to the team by name, but he hadn't just specifically said, I like this roster. I feel good about this roster, which was important given the statement that Rich Paul left after LeBron opted in. And when I asked him, he said, yeah, it's a good roster. Like in so many words, I'm happy about this. I'm excited about this. And what I liked about this, Daniel, was I didn't expect LeBron to blow up media day if he wasn't happy about blank, but he could have treated this in a very business-like manner, and he didn't. Like, he could have said the exact same quote-unquote right things, but with just pure professionalism. But instead it was enthusiasm. What do you think that does for the season, potentially?
Yeah, I think that's pretty big, and I agree with you. Like, I was kind of expecting, shorter answers, maybe a more, dialed back tone. But he seems like he's all in, which, when your leader is setting the tone like that, that could be big for a team.
Yeah, it's interesting, too. Like, I know with LeBron, and I don't mean this as a dig at LeBron. I think it's fine. It's very common for players or people of LeBron's stature. A lot can be very calculated. But hearing him talk, I get the genuine sense that LeBron really does not know how much longer he's going to play. Like, he's still kind of learning the necessary information in real time. Did it come across the same way to you?
Yeah, it definitely feels like he's year to year at this point, which, that makes sense. Like, you see how your body feels. But I definitely got the sense that he was more taking it all in, wanting to enjoy it, just knowing that the end is near. But yeah, nothing like set in stone.
Talking with Daniel Starkin, covers the Lakers for Lakers Nation. You can follow him on Twitter at @DStarkin. Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN. What jumped out at you as most interesting with Luka?
Honestly, I feel like we've heard from Luka so much this offseason that there wasn't a whole lot left to say with him. He clearly wants to be a leader. He's more comfortable, which is great to see.
Yeah, that leadership thing, I'm really curious to see how that manifests. Just because, like, obviously I don't know exactly how Luka is inside the locker room with the players, but with us, he's not a guy with a lot of words. Like, he keeps a lot of what he says pretty short as possible. And we were joking, like, a lot of his words on the court often seem more directed towards the refs than his teammates. Like, How do you envision Luka the leader looking?
Yeah, he's definitely a lot different from LeBron in that sense. So I'm curious to see. I really don't know. Like you said, he doesn't say a whole lot to us, so he is a hard guy to read. But he seems like he's all in, which is, most important.
Yeah, that said, too, just the idea that he recognizes that I have to be more of a leader for this team, like that this is part of the job, and that he feels more comfortable doing it now. Like just the idea of increased comfort was a pretty big theme for Luka during this media day. So just what do you think that does for him as a player, both on the court and just vocally?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a really weird year for him last year. So he had a lot going on, wasn't able to really get, settled in. So just being more comfortable, more himself, I think is big. He still has LeBron to lean on, which is good. But other than that, he's like the unquestioned leader on this team, definitely the long-term guy. So, being comfortable is important, and he definitely, feels more at home now compared to last year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that leadership dynamic with both him and LeBron's voice, like how they merge and what that looks like. Talking with Daniel Starkin, covers the Lakers for Lakers Nation. You can follow him on Twitter at @DStarkin. Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN. Same question, new name. What jumped out at you most with Austin Reeves?
Honestly, I was talking with Trevor Lane on our show earlier. I thought he visibly looked bigger. I don't know if you noticed that as well, but
it's muscle watch, Daniel. I'm watching all these guys, man.
Yeah, best shape of their life season. You know how it goes. But he definitely looks like, he definitely looks like he put in a lot of work though. And, on this roster, if he's going to start with Luka and play heavy minutes, he's going to have to take on some of those defensive matchups. So, being in championship shape, which was the buzzword, of the last week or so, is important. And he, looks like it. Obviously, the contract situation is up in the air with him. Not really up in the air. We know he's not accepting it, but I didn't get the vibe that he doesn't want to be here. I definitely still think he wants to be a Laker. It's just, let's play out this year and then go from there.
He actually said in an interview with Mason and Ireland on our air, I believe, that he wants to be a Laker for life. He expressed no desire to leave at all. So obviously he will have, I think, opportunities to go elsewhere in the offseason. There's a lot of teams projected to have cap space. So we'll see how that shakes out. Talking with Daniel Starkin, covers the Lakers for Lakers Nation. Follow him on Twitter at @DStarkin. I thought Deandre Ayton, to the degree that you think a media day press conference matters, he won his media day press conference. There was a lot of self-awareness. He didn't shy away from questions about his past, reputation for low motor, being seen as an underachiever. He embraced the idea of this being a massive and important opportunity for him. How do you feel about the on-court fit and I guess the cultural fit with DeAndre Ayton in this team?
Yeah, I think the on-court fit is pretty seamless. I think Luka is going to, spoon feed him a lot of easy buckets. There's some question about the rim protection on the other end. So we'll see about that. But, the Lakers were kind of in a situation where beggars can't be choosers. They desperately needed a center. And at that price tag, Ayton was clearly the best guy available. So I think that was the right decision. The only question mark, I guess, is the off-court attitude type stuff. But like you said, I think he's been saying all the right things. He definitely understands the gravity of where his career is at right now. If this year goes south, who knows, where he's going to be playing next. And it seems like he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder with the right mentality. So we'll see. There's always potential that it goes south. That's happened in his last two homes. But I definitely think, playing with Luka and LeBron and Austin and all these guys, this is an ideal situation for him to kind of rebuild that value.
Rui, we're talking about DeAndre Ayton seeming to understand the assignment. Rui was another guy that seemed to understand the assignment. He talked about being more aggressive this season on both sides of the ball, that it was clear, I think all things being equal, he would prefer to start this season. He made it clear he's more concerned about his minutes and how much he actually plays than whether he starts or comes off the bench. There was also the question of a potential extension which Rui was asked about. I think he kind of artfully dodged. How do you come down on that question of whether or not the Lakers should extend Rui? It's interesting. They got between now and June 30th to come to an agreement.
Yeah. I don't know if there needs to be like any sort of rush necessarily. Like, I feel like this year is kind of like an audition for most of the guys on the roster to see who fits well with Luka long term. And I think maybe like if in a world where LeBron retires after this year, then Rui makes a lot of sense for this roster. But, right now, ideally both LeBron and Luka are defending forwards, which would mean if Rui is starting, he would have to most likely defend a guard in most matchups. So I don't know if he's the perfect fit with the starting lineup. And like you said, like he didn't come out and say, I want to start, but you could tell by the way he was talking that would be his preference. Like you said, he made it more about the minutes, but I still think he'll play a lot of minutes. But I think this year is really going to be about figuring out if he can fit long-term with Luka and this young core. And if so, you worry about his contract situation next summer.
How much would, for those listening that don't know, if the Lakers extend Rui, he will be ineligible to be traded this season because like once he signs the contract, the deadline for when he becomes trade eligible is after the trade deadline. So for all intents and purposes, you are locking him into this season for the Lakers. How much, if at all, do you think that should matter to the Lakers?
I think that is kind of a big piece of it just because, this offseason, the Lakers didn't use any of their assets. They still have a tradable first-round pick. They still have their young guys on the roster, swaps, et cetera. So, at the deadline, they could go out and make a move to significantly improve if they want, if they see a team need or feel like they're close or one piece away. And if that's the case, whatever team they're trading with is definitely going to want an expiring contract back. And Rui is, outside of LeBron, he's the biggest expiring contract they have. So if the Lakers want to, target a player in the $25 million, $30 million range, like you're probably going to need Rui in that deal. And don't get me wrong, like it's not like his only value is as an expiring contract. Like there may be a team out there that, values him as a piece of their core for the future as well. So I definitely think that's part of it. Like you don't want to limit your flexibility. I know, Rob Pelinka talked about optionality and all that stuff a lot last week. So it seems like they're
big word, optionality.
Yeah, you said that about 100 times. So I think they're going to keep their options open for now. And then who knows, maybe like after the deadline passes, if Rui's still here and he's fitting in well, maybe they talk extension. Like you said, he's eligible until June 30th, but seems like the most likely scenario is him either being traded before the deadline or going into free agency next summer.
Speaking of Rui starting, if he did not, I think the most likely outcome would be Marcus Smart in the starting lineup with Luka, LeBron, Deandre Ayton, Austin Reeves. Would you start Marcus Smart or play him off the bench?
Yeah, I'm curious where you land on this as well. I'm leaning towards probably starting Smart just because in most matchups, like there's going to be a really good guard or wing that you're going to have to defend. And if you're starting Rui, then your option for that player is either Rui or Austin. I would prefer to have Smart in there. We'll see what his shooting looks like, but if he's, average as a three-point shooter, I think that's good enough with the starting lineup that it's worth it for the defensive upgrade. But on the other hand, like I do think Rui, if you look at the numbers the last couple of years, he's definitely played a lot better as a starter than coming off the bench. And like we were just talking about a couple minutes ago, he seems to want to start. He didn't directly say it, but I think that is a factor as well. So I lean towards Smart, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts there.
I don't even lean towards Smart. I think they definitely should start Marcus Smart unless training camp reveals some reason that it just does not work because, like you mentioned, I think Marcus Smart, I think if you're just comparing them player to player, I actually think you can make a pretty good argument that Rui is a better player overall than Marcus Smart at this stage of his career. But I think Marcus Smart fills more pressing needs in that starting lineup and cuts down on more redundancy than Rui does. And I also think, too, like now that Deandre Ayton is part of the starting five and he is a legit scoring center, I feel like Rui's just going to get lost in that shuffle. Like there were times last year where, he's starting with Jackson Hayes or playing big minutes with Dorian Finney-Smith, neither of whom are big offensive presences, and Rui wasn't getting enough shots then. So I just feel like if you're with Luka, LeBron, Austin, and now Ayton, I feel like you actually are going to get more utility out of Rui and just more opportunities to have him on the floor where he can get more shots organically, beyond, again, the redundancies that you talked about defensively. Last question for you. We're talking with Daniel Starkin from Lakers Nation. What's the ceiling for this squad? How good do you think they can be?
It's hard to say just because the West is so tough, obviously, but they won 50 games last year, and that was with 3 different iterations of the roster. I think they'll benefit from having a full training camp, full preseason together. Health is a big question mark, of course. LeBron's going to be 41, later this year, but I think another 50-win type season is definitely, possible. Around the 4 or 5 seed maybe. I think the top 3. I guess Fred VanVleet got injured, so it's not as clear. But to me, before that injury is pretty clearly OKC, Denver, and Houston. Then I think the Lakers are kind of leading that next tier, which has Minnesota, Golden State. A few other teams that should be competitive. But yeah, I think, they did a good job this offseason addressing their needs, bringing in Ayton. Another guy we haven't mentioned is Jake LaRavia. I think he's going to play, a big role for this team. So I think, barring catastrophic injuries, they should be, a 50-win team again.
He is Daniel Starkin. He covers the Lakers for Lakers Nation. He is a regular at practices, a regular at games, boots on the ground coverage. You can follow him on Twitter at @DStarkin. Appreciate the time, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Again, Daniel Starkin from Lakers Nation. Coming up, we will react to some of Daniel's thoughts. You can also call in 877-710-ESPN if there's anything you want to ask about, weigh in on from Media Day. Whatever. This is Lakers Talk. Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN.
It's more than just a morning show. It's Familia.
A celebration of familia, cultura, and the strength. But familia, I got. Cultura? Cultura. Culture. Cultura.
Come on, Cap.
I mean, dude, speak Spanish, will you?
Wake up with Sedano and Cap. Weekday mornings, 7 to 9 a.m.
But you're the Güero on the radio. No, but everybody knows.
That could be your on-air name. Hey, everybody, it's Güero on the radio.
On 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and the YouTube-only hour, 9 to 10 a.m.
Hey, Los Angeles, your Rams are fresh off a win against the Indianapolis Colts and looking to remain undefeated at home this season when they host their division rivals, the San Francisco 49ers, this Thursday in prime time. You can experience this rivalry showdown live from SoFi Stadium by visiting therams.com/SF. That is therams.com/SF to see Puka, Matthew, and Jared Verse as the Rams battle Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers this Thursday, October 2nd at 5 p.m. See you at the Rams house.
Water, power, comfort. NextGen protects it all with the Home Hero Bundle. Do you like the taste of your water? If not, get your free alkaline reverse osmosis system when you install whole home water filtration. Clean, healthy water every tap. Add a heater treater for just $4.99 to shield your plumbing from hard water damage. And when you bundle in HVAC or electrical service, you'll save 10% instantly. One call, one team, total home protection. Call NextGen 833-3-NEXGEN or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com today. CSLB number 1011173.
This is Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Now back to Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky.
Isaac Hayes. Yes?
Yes, wow.
This is from Truck Turner? Is this from the Truck Turner soundtrack?
Hold up here. It's from the Tough Guys.
Tough Guys. Okay, Tough Guys. Some excellent, excellent blaxploitation soundtracks from Isaac Hayes, as well as some occasional excellent acting in some of these same movies. I'm pretty sure he is in both Truck Turner and Three Tough Guys, or whatever it's called, Tough Guys.
Still, my favorite is I'm a Good You Son.
Where they just bring everybody together.
Everyone together like the Avengers and stuff.
It is actually that was the Avengers before the Adventures. You like bring in Richard Roundtree and Isaac Hayes and Ron O'Neal, bring them all in together.
Yes, and what's his name? Antonio Vargas.
Antonio Vargas, who was the father of Justin Vargas.
That's right, Justin Vargas. I forgot his son's name.
You don't. Okay. This is going to be a setup that will make sense to nobody, but I don't care. There was a Simpsons where they were doing an episode at the Cable Ace Award.
Like, remember?
Yeah, well, I don't think they still have them, but this was DeAndre. I don't even know if you were born when the Cable Ace Awards existed, but this was like an award show for basically cable TV shows before cable became mainstream enough that like the Emmys and Golden Globes would regularly acknowledge them. It was very much like a background type award show. But The Simpsons had this joke where the award for best new show on cable was old Starsky and Hutch reruns. And they said accepting this award is the son of the guy that played Huggy Bear. But then years later, when Justin Vargas ended up with USC and then the
Raiders.
NFL, I was like, oh my God, before anybody knew who he was, he actually appeared on The Simpsons.
Was he really Justin Vargas?
Oh, he didn't even speak.
Okay.
Like the guy playing the son, basically the son of the guy who played Huggy Bear was just an animated guy who looked like Huggy Bear. DeAndre has no idea what we're talking about.
He has no idea what Huggy Bear is. No,
you don't know about no Huggy Bear.
I know who Huggy Bear is. Yeah.
Oh, you know who Huggy Bear is?
I do, yes.
Okay, now do you know who the original Huggy Bear is, or do you know who Snoop Dogg as Huggy Bear is?
I do know the OG Huggy Bear is.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know okay. Well, yeah, so Justin Vargas was a character on The Simpsons without, I guess, anybody even knowing, including probably Justin Vargas, that he was a character on The Simpsons. Deandre Ayton, I mentioned this with Daniel Starkin from Lakers Nation. To whatever degree you care about a guy winning his media day press conference, I thought DeAndre Ayton crushed his. I thought he did a great job during today's media day of acknowledging all of the knocks against him, his reputation as somebody with a low motor who's been an underachiever, who maybe doesn't care the way that he should, somebody who's not met the potential of a number one overall pick, somebody that, quite frankly, needs this opportunity with the Lakers to work out in order to help solidify the rest of his NBA career in a way that he wants. And he had some really great responses. First, when asked about just the pressure of playing for the Lakers in LA with LeBron and Luka and all of the history of big men in this organization.
Honestly, pressure is a privilege. And, I'm in the right place to be where, everything counts and the fans wants us to win. And, I'm here to just add to that legacy on bringing a title here.
Tuking in with the LA Times, speaking to that legacy, especially here at this franchise, what does it mean to you to be wearing this jersey and the pressure of this?
DeAndre Ayton he did not shy away at all from the idea that this is his opportunity, not just to resurrect elements of his career, but also his reputation. And I remember during his introductory press conference this summer, DeAndre Ayton was pretty open with the idea that he is not seen as a winning player, and it bothers him. And my brother Brian, who was also at Lakers Media Day, he asked DeAndre Ayton about his reputation.
The perception of you, your reputation around the league, taking a little bit of a hit over the last couple seasons. How much do you look at this year as an opportunity to sort of change that conversation?
Yeah, it's the biggest opportunity I can say of my career. Some people say it's my last leg. Some people say it's my last chance. Well, it's the opportunity that I can say I'm truly not going to take for granted. And, it's almost like a wounded animal. I feel all the tension, and I know where I'm at. I've been in the gym every day. And like I said, I'm somewhere where it counts now. And I'm happy that everybody get to see it. And I'm happy where, as a player as myself, I get to, get a chance to prove something big on a big stage.
I mean, that's pretty open and honest, talking about yourself as essentially like a wounded animal in terms of your perception around the league. And he did not shy away from it all about how much this matters. And obviously,
he answered the hard questions.
He did. And look, he has to go out and do these things on the court, and in particular, show the give a damn that a lot of people don't think that he's done on a regular basis throughout his career. Now, he did do it the year that the Suns went to the finals. Like, he was a big part of Phoenix getting to the finals that year. He has played high-level playoff basketball before, but that was several seasons ago. There's been a lot of turmoil with Deandre Ayton, some of which I don't think has been entirely fair to him, some of which I think he has to own. But all he can do right now is say the right things. All he can do right now is show that he understands why these things are being said about him and why he cannot take the opportunity in front of him for granted if you feel like Deandre Ayton has, to this point, taken his career for granted.
I'm sorry, but that Phoenix Suns team was totally different compared to how this Lakers team was. And their spacing-wise and just how their structure was as a system is completely different what they're going to expect for him on this Lakers team. And, again, I believe Chris Paul had a lot of credit as far as him demanding a lot out of DeAndre Ayton, and it helped out with the players that they have surrounding DeAndre Ayton with Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Devin Booker. Like, the spacing was a lot different for that way. The pick-and-roll game was nothing but a success. So it's going to be curious to see how it's going to be translated when the Lakers don't really shoot the ball that well.
Okay,
That's all I'm saying.
No, that's interesting. I want to, on the other side, I want to pick this back up. The idea of DeAndre Ayton and that, I think everybody would agree, career best year that he had with Chris Paul. And I'm imagining DeAndre Ayton would acknowledge Chris Paul was a big part of that, and how much of that can be replicated on a team that is different than that Suns team from 2021. So we're going to talk about that more in the next hour. But coming up next, my conversation with Jake LaRavia. I got about 5-6 minutes by myself with Jake. Talked with him about his career, what he's looking forward to with the Lakers. He also taught me some, apparently, video game terminology that the kids say. So that's all coming up next. Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN.
Big opinions, big laughs, and even bigger calf muscles. Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis.
For those listening at home, if you've seen Travis's calf muscles,
they're huge.
He could 360 windmill on a 10-foot court from vertical right now.
From birth, I've been oddly
And it's
shaped
shocking.
below the knee.
My
Is it
goodness.
that weird? Do I look strange?
No, you don't look strange.
I was taken back.
You just have big calves.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Mace. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement of this football season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks, the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on PrizePicks. Follow other PrizePicks players directly on the app. Copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just somebody whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on PrizePicks. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. Download the PrizePicks app, use code MACE, M-A-S-E. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, where it's good to be right.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. And free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Talk about stepping up. It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Up now.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station. This is Lakers Talk on 710 ESPN.
Where Lakers fans tap in for all the latest surrounding the purple and gold.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
An off-season edition of Lakers Talk is on.
Here's Andy Kamenetsky.
Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN. The Lakers season is officially upon us. Lakers Media Day was earlier today. We're going to start having practice reports. I believe they're going to be out there tomorrow. There is a preseason game on Friday.
My hometown, baby.
It's going to be in the desert?
It's in the desert, baby, at Acrisure Arena.
Are you going to be there?
I will not be. I'll be here. Wow. In studio working, yeah.
Why are you not there? We need to put you out there.
They should put me out there.
They should put you out there. You got a place to stay.
Exactly.
Works
you know
out
what I mean?
perfectly.
Man.
But we need you in here, man. The show cannot go on without DeAndre Hawkins in studio.
You're damn right.
Working his magic. But that's going to be Phoenix? Are they playing Phoenix this week?
Yes, they are.
Phoenix is Friday, the official beginning of the preseason for the Lakers, which means we are getting ever so much closer to October 21st and the kickoff of the actual season that I think a lot of people are excited about, including everybody in the building today, the players in El Segundo. A lot of optimism, a lot of excitement, a lot of positivity. Guys in a very good mood. LeBron in particular was keeping things light in the sense that a lot of joking around, a lot of self-deprecation mixed in with a lot of introspection, and I think gratitude for being in this position. Frankly, his own mind kind of blown that he's in this position. But guys, I think really looking forward to what this season may offer them, the opportunities in front of them, believing in themselves as a very good Lakers team, and one of the guys that's going to be counted on to have a pretty significant role. Also to 877-710-ESPN if you want to weigh in. One of the guys that's being counted on to have a significant role this season is Jake LaRavia. Swingman, can play a little bit of guard, also both of the forward positions. And he's somebody that I think a lot of Laker fans may not be entirely familiar with because he has spent his career either in Sacramento or in Memphis. Those teams not particularly high profile. He's not been to the playoffs. He's also only been in the league a couple years. But J.J. Redick unprompted, a lot of praise for Jake LaRavia. LeBron unprompted, went out of his way to bring up the importance and potential with Jake LaRavia. So I got a little time with him, and this was the conversation that we had. So, Jake, what does it feel like for you? Jake, what does it feel like for you right now being part of this much?
Yeah, I mean, it's a much bigger production than I'm used to. But I understand what comes with it, playing for the Lakers, putting on this jersey every day. And I'm just proud to represent the organization.
That's actually one of the things I wanted to ask you about. This, for a lot of Laker fans, I don't think they're going to be as familiar with you because you haven't played with as high profile. So, Jake, what should they know about you as a player?
they're gonna see it real soon. But nothing more than I play hard. I made winning plays. I play hard. I can do it all. I'm a basketball player. Yeah, I'm happy to get out there with the guys.
Well, that's interesting too because this team, I think one of the things they were looking for last year that they're looking for this year is more two-way play. More two-way players they can put out there on a consistent basis. Do you feel like you can be helpful along those lines, considering on both sides of the ball?
I can defend 1 through 5. I think I can defend it last year. 1 through 5. I'll probably do it again this year. I did it last year. So again, I'll probably do it again this year. I bring a good amount to the table that I'll be able to contribute. Again,
you said something interesting.
Summer that one of the things that attracted you to joining the Lakers was the recent track record with developing younger players. You mentioned Austin. I think you mentioned Rui as well. What are some of the areas that you're hoping that development can bring out of you as a player?
Yeah, just becoming that I don't want to even say 3-and-D protege, because I'm a basketball player. At the end of the day, I can.
Said during last year's exit interviews, so many words. We bleeped up, not picking up Jake LaRavia's last year of his option, essentially letting him go. How much motivation does that bring to you? Like the idea of being overlooked and having this opportunity, a spotlight to really show what you can do?
Yeah, I mean, I've been an underdog my whole life, under-recruited in high school, different type of journey to get to the NBA and where I was at. So yeah, I'm just ready to continue to do that, continue to put my head down and grind and work hard as I've been doing my whole life, and now I get to do it with the Lakers jersey on my chest. So
I assume, like a lot of players your age, you grew up watching LeBron. How surreal is the idea of just being his teammate?
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. It's definitely crazy. Yeah, probably every kid's dream, to be able to do something like that. So that's pretty cool. And even like Luka, I grew up watching him a lot from when he was younger, playing in Euro. And so yeah, now I'm on a team with both of them, so I get to learn from them, get to compete with them instead of being on opposing sides. And yeah, it'll be great.
And then last question for you: what are you into when you're not playing basketball?
Play some video games. I like being outside, like going to the beach, and yeah.
I highly recommend you start playing Luka's game as well, the one that Luka's in right now.
Overwatch or
yes,
whatever?
Yes,
Yeah.
Good way to get in with
that's like
the big guy.
That's like a sweaty game.
What is a sweaty game?
You got to be good to play it. Like you got to be. You can't just casually play it. Like you can casually play a lot of games, but you got to be nice to play that game.
Jake LaRavia, newest member of the Lakers. Really appreciate the time, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that was Jake LaRavia. Got about, like I said, 5 or 6 minutes with him. Very much appreciate the Lakers for setting this up with Jake LaRavia, Carlo, Bergman, Morales, Funchy, everybody involved with getting me some time with the Lakers' new swingman. A few things jumped out at me. First of all, and I had forgotten that this was being on video as well as audio, that dude makes me look so effing short. It's ridiculous. I realize he's 6'8". He makes a lot of people look short, but
made you look like Mike Trudell?
This looked like we were doing a remake of Twins.
What about
this was ridiculous.
What about me next to you? I don't make you feel,
No, I mean,
I'm just playing.
You make me. Here's the thing. I've been doing this for so long that it takes a pretty big height for me to become kind of self-aware of it with another player, because after a while, I remember when I was covering Kobe. Kobe's 6'6", and because of that, he's almost a foot taller than me. But after a while, Kobe didn't seem that tall to me.
Get used to it.
Yeah, you totally get used to it. Like Derek Fisher, who is, I think, a good 4 or 5 inches shorter than me. Derek Fisher felt eye to eye to me. Just because after a while, I just saw Fish recently, felt eye to eye to me. Just after a while, the scale starts going down. But every now and then, I guess 6'8" might be sort of the line of delineation because LeBron is like 6'8" or 6'9", and LeBron feels way taller than me. DeAndre, what are you, like 6'4"?
6'3".
6'3"? Like, yeah, you're taller than me, but you don't seem that much taller than me. You're just taller than me. Secondly, and Jake LaRavia said that he, in addition to playing video games, likes to be outside. He's a white dude. Like, he's a very white dude, and I look like a damn ghost next to Jake LaRavia, and he's apparently been outside more than me. Like, I need to get outside. I need to get outside more. Like, I look disgustingly pale next to Jake LaRavia, who's a pretty white dude.
Was that term? You got to pound sand or?
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I almost felt like I looked gross, to be totally honest. Thirdly, when he said that Overwatch, the game that Luka is involved with, is a sweaty game. Have you ever heard that terminology?
Oh, we use that term all the time, especially when we play 2K. Like, oh,
what the F does that mean?
Always like Call of Duty, for example, would be like, oh, this lobby's full of sweats. So I mean, like,
I don't know what that means.
It's just tryhards. Guys who are too good at the game. They have too much time in their hands to be that good at the game.
What's wrong with that? Hey, it's a game that you're supposed to be good at.
I respect it, but like that's where the terminology of sweaty or that guy's a sweat. It means that he spends too much time on that whatever he's doing, and he's really, really good at it.
He's doing the Malcolm Gladwell,
Pretty much go
like
touch some grass.
10,000 hours or whatever, right? He's doing that.
Pretty much go touch some grass.
Okay, I mean, like, I have a 14-year-old daughter. I am reasonably up on what the kids say, although she's not a gamer, so I guess I haven't learned everything. When he said it was a sweaty game, I was like, I have no.
I really wish I could see the video of you. I want to see it. I got to see
it. I had no idea what he was.
How was your
talking
face
about.
like? We're like, a sweaty.
I mean, I almost thought I misheard him. I was like, what the hell does a sweaty game mean? That means absolutely nothing to me. Also, I'm looking in the YouTube chat right now for Lakers Talk, and my guy Hooper's X, 6'8" ain't all that. Yes, be quiet. 6'8" is absolutely all that. And on the height scale, like if you ever see dudes out there 6'8", like in the wild, that aren't NBA players, or it's honestly jarring. I remember last year we had somebody come to our house to fix our washer and dryer, and this guy had to have been at least 6'10". Like, he might have been 7 feet. Like, he actually had to duck through a couple archways, like going from our hallway, like going from like our dining room into the kitchen. Like, he had to duck a couple times. He might have been 7 feet or close to 7 feet. It is legitimately jarring to see one of those dudes who's not a professional athlete just out in the wild. It's really, really bizarre.
Oh, you learned something new. You learned about the term sweat.
I mean,
and I'm not talking about the sweat that comes off your body.
Sweaty. I guarantee Cappy's never heard sweaty. He's never heard video games.
He know nothing about no sweaty.
He know nothing about no sweaty. Jake LaRavia, though, also said something about basketball and on the court that I know in particular got DeAndre's ear. So we're going to get into that, and also, too, the question DeAndre. This is going to be coming up. It's going to be the DeAndre segment, because we're going to talk about DeAndre's reaction to something Jake LaRavia said in the interview regarding basketball and defense, but also, too, this setup for DeAndre Ayton moving forward and what has DeAndre Hawkins a little bit skeptical. So coming up next, it is the DeAndre Hawkins Power Hour.
Damn right.
Power 15 minutes. That's coming up next. Lakers Talk, 710 ESPN.
Oh.
Whether it's talking sports or calling each other out when the food bill comes, Sedano and Cap have taken over Morning Drive.
Hey, unlike you, I paid for all my food. Stop that.
Good sandwich.
I support small local businessmen, man. Oh, okay, and I don't. I'm just saying. No, I mean, I don't. You'd want a freebie. Well, I'd support them.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
You know that feeling. You're finally asleep and bam, a leg cramp comes out of nowhere. Look, I've played through pain, but waking up with a leg cramp at 3 a.m., that sucks. So I don't mess around anymore. I keep Highland's Leg Cramps PM on my nightstand. No groggy side effects, no harsh meds, just a fast, effective relief that lets me sleep through the night without the Charlie horse surprise. Get the sleep you need with Highland's Leg Cramps PM. Get it today at Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS. Highland's Leg Cramps PM, because you don't need a midnight workout.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Travis Rogers, Sua Cravens, and me, Chris Morales, Thursday, October 2nd, this Thursday, for the ESPN LA Rams postgame show. Live from Hollywood Park Casino. Win prizes like signed sports memorabilia and tickets to an upcoming ESPN LA sporting event. While you're there, enter for a chance to win a brand new Pedigo e-bike. And I'm putting Rams fans on the air live from HPC after the game. Hollywood Park Casino is LA's hottest card room and the only place where you can party and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino must be 21 and older. See you there Thursday.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, and I quote, "Inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them." End quote. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
710 ESPN.
The radio home of the purple and gold and the home of Lakers talk.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
More Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky rolls on.
Waiting to see whether or not this was Lou Reed or Tribe sampling Lou Reed.
This is the Reed.
Holly came from Miami.
I saw him, I want to say it was probably 1990 in St. Louis on the New York tour. He was awesome.
The Velvet Underground, right? Yep. Yeah, I learned about them in rock and roll history.
Where'd you take that?
At Mount Sac.
Okay. Yeah, they were never a commercially popular group.
Yeah, but they were very important
They are
yeah.
considered. I mean, if you ask people who played in bands over the years, like I know the garage band I played in, Velvet Underground were an influence, and we did a cover of this song, which I played drums in our band, but I sang lead on this song.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You're like a Phil Collins.
Honestly, it was because
Woo, man. You're Don Henley.
I typically sang, okay, this is funny actually, because I do not have a good singing voice at all. I really don't. I did musical theater in high school. I did 3 different plays. I was in a combined total of 1 musical number in 3 years of musicals, and I was actually told by the theater director, mouth it. And the time I was told to mouth it, I was actually choreographed to be in the audience. So I said to our director, I'm like, aren't they going to know I'm not singing? He's like, that's fine. He's like, it's totally fine. That's how much I really could not sing, I guess, traditionally considered good. But I sang background in my band because I was, for a while, the only person in the band that could play their instrument and sing, good or bad.
At the same time.
Like, just do it.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else for a while in the band could play their instrument and sing at the same time. So for stuff that needed background of any kind, I was the background singer. But I sang lead on Walk on the Wild Side because our singer's voice, we felt like was an octave or two too high.
I was going to say, he's not Lou Reed.
I had the lowest voice in the band. So that's why I sang Walk on the Wild Side.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Shout out to the Forks.
Is that your bands?
The Forks, yes. My boy Jim Cannella, who played lead guitar with us, he lives in L.A. if he's listening right now.
Did the Spoons open up for you guys?
No, but we did a Battle of the Bands at our high school.
And you battled the knives as well.
One guy showed up, a super fan of ours, with a probably 7 or 8 foot fork that he made out of aluminum foil.
Nice, man.
You and DeMarco should do a duet somewhere, because DeMarco got his own band too.
Right.
Asp.
I have not played in so long. Cappy played drums too.
There we go. The three of you guys.
Just have an ESPN LA super band.
There we go.
Well, we need more instruments. I don't know if we have anything other than drums. It just sounds like a drum circle.
Put punch on the mic.
There was a period where my daughter was taking guitar lessons, and she was taking them at Guitar Center, the one on Sunset, and they've got rooms for all sorts of instruments. So while I was waiting out some of her lessons, I went to one of the drum sets that you can play. It's essentially like Silent Heads. I am so awful now. I'm so out of shape, man. I sounded terrible.
You're winded too after, huh?
I was winded, actually. Unlike Luka Dončić, we hope, because Luka's now skinny Luka, and his conditioning is on point. But Deandre, I saw your face, I don't want to say light up, but I saw your face kind of bug out when you heard Jake LaRavia say something specific about him on the court and something that he can do defensively. I believe it was switch, or at least guard 1 through 5.
Look,
what was it about your reaction?
I
there,
respect the confidence level. Trust me, I love that, and especially in a basketball player. But switching 1 through 5, so you're telling me that he can keep guys like Joel Embiid or?
Well, okay. Look.
Oh no, hey, that's a 5. That is a 5 position. That's all I want. That's.
I am assuming. I only had a limited amount of time with Jake, and I appreciate the time that I got. So
for sure,
I didn't want to get into the weeds of how he's defining guarding 5. He might have been thinking some of the backup 5s in the league, who tend to be, for the most part, smaller than a lot of these starting 5s in the league. That's all. Backups are often when you end up with some of the smaller ball looks. He might have been saying, look, if I get switched onto for whatever reason or have to guard, say, Nikola Jokic, I can put my arm into his back and hang in there for 2 or 3 seconds until the help comes. But you better set that help, because there's only so much I can do for so long. I think ultimately what really matters is how he can defend 2s and 1s.
That's the big thing.
More than he can defend 5s. You don't want Jake LaRavia defending 5s. That's just unfair to him. But let's just say you've got Deandre Ayton as that back line, or Jackson Hayes, or Rui in the right mat. We've seen Rui have some success guarding 5s at times. If you had whoever's the center guarding the center exclusively, and then switching 1 through 4. Can Jake LaRavia handle those assignments? Because that would be really beneficial.
I mean, I would hope so, and I believe he has the mindset to do it, because defensively it's all about effort and you wanting to do that. Coaches can put you in the right spots, in the right positions defensively, but ultimately it all comes down to, do you want to defend? Do you have that desire? Do you have that passion to keep guys in front? And I mean, for everything he sounded in their interview with them, he does take a lot of pride on that end of the floor.
I think he definitely does. And for what it's worth, you may remember this, maybe a month or so ago, Matt George from Locked On Kings was on with us, and he was a pretty big fan of LaRavia in the brief time that he was with the Kings. He was hoping that the Kings would be able to retain him. And actually, from what he said, the Kings were pretty optimistic they would be able to. They were limited because the Grizzlies did not pick up the final year of Jake LaRavia's original rookie contract. There was basically, without getting into the weeds of cap mechanics, there was a limit to how much the Kings could offer LaRavia. They were willing to offer him, I think the max was about $5 and change per season. And according to Matt George, they were willing to do that. And I think they entered the offseason expecting to do it. And then the Lakers came over the top with like an extra, I don't know, $700,000 a year, which to a guy like Jake LaRavia, that means a lot. Like he's been working on either like late first or early second round rookie scale deals. So that extra $1.5 million in total, that's really important to LaRavia. But he said actually that he thinks LaRavia is a better defender than a lot of people are going to expect. He's not like a lockdown guy. He's not going to be your defensive specialist, but he's got some skills defensively and a decent amount of versatility defensively.
I just hope. I mean, again, I love I love the confidence that he had in the interview with them, but I just hope that all this translates to the basketball court. I'm not saying go out, like we said, we're not saying go out there and be perfect defensively. There's going to be mistakes. Mistakes happen on the basketball court, but ultimately, I would love to see what he can bring offensively. It sounds like he's a great three-point shooter. He said that he doesn't want to just be limited as a three-point shooter because at the end of the day, he's a basketball player. So it seems like he has more tools to his bag as far as taking guys off the dribble and stuff like that, creating shots for others. So I would love to see how he can be instilled in the offense with his game.
Well, it's interesting because first of all, with his three-point shooting, he had a career year last year from behind the arc, but he even admitted, and I appreciated this, by the way, during his introductory press conference, like the self-awareness of it. He was asked about the three-point shooting, and he said, like, yeah, last year was good from percentages. My volume was pretty low. Like, the volume has to be higher before I can be really considered a great three-point shooter. And I appreciated the idea that he didn't just eat up the compliment. He was like, no, actually, I need to do a little bit more. But what I think this is potentially interesting, and I guess I could even understand where some people would say potentially alarming. Jake LaRavia might be one of the best two-way players on this team, at least potentially. Like as far as neutral or better offensively, neutral or better defensively. Because the truth is the Lakers don't have a lot of true two-way guys on this team. It's like one of the inherent flaws of this roster. Like they don't have a lot of those.
What about Gabe Vincent? I know Gabe Vincent doesn't really have that much of an offensive bag, but he can shoot the ball relatively well. But I remember the storyline when Gabe Vincent first came to the Lakers, when he came from the Miami Heat, and he came off that Heat team that went to the finals. The narrative is Gabe Vincent is a guy who's going to give you a lot of energy and effort on the defensive end of the floor, but he can also knock down the open three-ball shot, what the Lakers were so desperately needing, because that's when the years are going by where Lakers were not a great three-point shooting team. And they still have some guys that need to, to get to that point where they are a great three-point shooting team. But what about him?
The problem, I think, with Gabe, and Gabe kind of touched upon this a little bit during his media day, and I want to make it clear, he was not saying this with any type of undertone of complaining, but he acknowledged he's been off ball way more as a Laker than he ever was in Miami. And a lot of the reputation that he was building up in Miami came with him getting more on-ball reps. I think in part because Miami had a lot of injuries among some of the guys who handle the ball, so there was more opportunity. But, with this team, LeBron, Luka, Austin, even now Marcus Smart, like there are only going to be so many ball handling opportunities for Gabe Vincent. So he really has to offensively become a knockdown shooter to really, I think, offer a lot of offensive utility. And then defensively, he will bust his ass. Like that guy is all effort. I think he's actually good in a vacuum, but the problem is he's small, man. Like he is one of the issues the Lakers, I remember we talked about this a lot, DeAndre, last year. Like Gabe Vincent was often JJ Redick's defensive sort of specialist down the stretch of games. And the effort was there, and I think sometimes the effectiveness could be there, but the problem was he's small enough that he got targeted a lot. And your defensive specialist can't get targeted on defense.
To the point where they were starting to catch it in the spots like mid-post and all that, and they were shooting right over him.
And on top of it, when the Lakers were giving up switches so willingly, like so automatically.
To the point where we were legit arguing, like, why are they switching so much?
Dude, you and I did a lot of bitching in the early parts of last season. We did a lot of complaining. Speaking of the defensive utility for this team moving forward, and a guy that maybe can be, if not a two-way player, a solid 1.5-way player, I think it would make a big difference. Marcus Smart, who had some interesting things to say, not just during Media Day, but also with Mason in Ireland. So we'll get into that, and also DeAndre Hawkins's thoughts on Deandre Ayton as a Laker. That's all coming up next. Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, 710 ESPN.
Join Sedano and Cap every weekday morning for all the sports, fun, chaos, and eating.
There's more? There's one more here if you want.
Quiero más.
Oh, you're going to eat it, Cappy?
Here.
No, I'll eat that thing.
Take it.
What happened
Don't
to the pie?
The pizza's over there, too. You want pizza, too?
Wow, you are a very hungry boy.
I'm such a slob that I might as well just go for it. You know what I mean? What an animal.
Sedano and Cap have taken over Morning Drive on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
You can tell Halloween is near by all the colorful Christmas lights. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
3 amazing cigars, spectacular spirits, and a feast fit for kings. Also, a live performance by Martini Kings. Smoking good times, October 5th.
Number 2.
We're giving away a Land Rover Defender, October 30th.
And the number 1 reason.
Catch Brett Michaels' only SoCal engagement, November 21st, only at Morongo.
Morongo, good times.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696. And manage your diabetes as easy as...
An off-season edition of Lakers Talk continues on 710 ESPN. Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
More Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky rolls on.
Am I wrong for hearing this song and wanting to roller skate?
No. I think that is the response that you're supposed to have.
Even though I don't really know how to roller skate like that?
Man, I grew up at the roller rink in St. Louis, Saints. I lived there back in the day, like late 70s, early 80s. It was actually interesting. Like, that was a place where St. Louis, it's not a city that I think has necessarily a ton of racial tension, but there's like a lot of segregation by geography in the city. Like, and in particular back then, very black-white separation. But the one place where you would see the black and white cultures of St. Louis congregate was Saints roller rink. When I was going there. And honestly, like, a lot of the music that I love, I really got into like at Saint. Like, I would not be surprised if, like, the incubation point for my love of Prince began at Saints. Like, I remember, like, the couples only songs, the couples only skate with Doobie Baby.
Skate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
The
Awesome.
couples only.
Yeah.
Crazy. They used to do something there that I'm telling you, in today's day of liability and lawsuits and, frankly, common sense, would never be allowed. They used to, once a night, they would play this song by, I don't even remember what country-ass group this was, but it was called Raise a Little Hell. And during this song, it was skate at your own risk.
What are you talking about? Like you're skating in a mosh pit or something?
Essentially, yes. Like, you were allowed to knock
Skate
people
at
over.
your own risk.
You were allowed to shove people around.
Like, what is this, a roller derby?
It was essentially like roller derby
Yeah.
or a mosh pit. I remember
Rollerball, the movie?
I remember somebody lifted me up and threw me over the wall. I was like probably like
What?
8 or 9
and they
years
got like
old.
10 points for it or something.
Oh, it was a lot. I mean, look, and my 9-year-old dumbass didn't even understand the idea of, like, you signed a waiver or whatever.
And I
but,
still
like,
don't know the rules of roller derby. You just knock each other over, whatever, for points.
You like swing people around,
but you can knock people over for points, right?
Yeah, you like yes, you like whip people around. I used to know a woman who did roller derby for several years. She was really, really into it. I actually, it's funny. She is a host, or at least she's a host on Spectrum. Spectrum
Get outta
News.
here.
Alex Cohen.
What?
Alex Cohen.
Alex Cohen, really?
She did roller derby
Wow.
for years. Yes, very, very into it. You would never guess it from
Not
looking
at
her.
all. No, not
'cause
at
on
all.
top of
I
it,
know who
she's-
you're talking about. I
on
watch
top
him
of
all
it,
the time.
She's super, super smart. Like, she is really, really smart. Like, intellectual, not somebody you would guess does roller
not
derby.
at all.
She did roller derby for years.
Wow.
Shout out
Jeez.
to Alex Cohen, who I used to appear regularly on KPCC with.
Respect.
Doing their sports hour, or their sports segment.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, I guess, quarter hours, because this is all part of the DeAndre Hawkins quarter power hour. Before we get to the Marcus Smart interview.
DeAndre talk right here.
Yeah, some serious DeAndre talk. Talking DeAndre Hawkins on DeAndre Ayton. You have some skepticism about DeAndre Ayton specifically fitting in with these Lakers the way he did with the 2021 Suns. Why?
Because I feel like the Suns had the way their offensive system was, as far as having shooters built around Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, and then the way the pick and roll game was, there was enough room for DeAndre Ayton to roll strictly hard to the basket, and he didn't really settle much in the perimeter as he started to. When you see him with the Trailblazers, or when you seen him on the, after, the Suns made that finals run. But when you look at that roster, when you had Cam Johnson, you have Mikal Bridges, and you got another guy in Devin Booker, who respectfully one of the better offensive players in the league.
Absolutely.
Like that team was nothing but spacing, to where this Lakers team, they do have moments where they struggle from the 3-point line. Austin Reeves specifically, Rui Hachimura tends to settle a lot.
Rui's like a 40-plus 3-point
but he tends to settle a lot in the 3-point range, but not to the point where you have to go out there and close out on guys like a Cam Johnson, like a Mikal Bridges, like a Devin Booker. That Suns team was just built differently as far as the spacing aspect, and that's what I just get worried about with this Lakers team, because LeBron James, better 3-point shooter at this point of his career, on the back end of his career, and then you still got, Luka Dončić, who he's not a spot-up guy. Everything is off the dribble majority of the time. So that's the only thing where I just get worried about is how is the spacing of this offense going to look?
Okay, here would be, I understand what you're talking about. And you're correct. This team does not have the pure shooters of those 2021 Suns. My counter would be this. They have these Lakers have more guys who can operate that pick and roll. So you can maybe just start dizzying a defense by moving the ball around, starting sequences, moving the ball around, starting sequences. You just get a defense off balance. But also, too, even if, say, Luka and LeBron in particular, but I think also Austin, who is a good enough 3-point shooter, like he's not a knockdown guy, he's not elite, but he's good enough. Those guys are always going to be guarded. So to me, those guys create space just because you will never leave them alone. Like if LeBron is off ball, you're not going to ignore LeBron. Like you don't want LeBron taking those shots or just the fear of ever leaving LeBron alone or leaving Luka alone, in the same way that, like, Kobe was never a great three-point shooter. Like, he would go on rolls, and he hit some big threes over his career, but he was never a great three-point shooter. But you're never leaving Kobe alone. Like, you're never going to leave him unguarded. I think guys like Luka and LeBron, they kind of have their own spacing gravity just because you're always going to be hyper aware of them on the court and paranoid about them.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, when the ball gets swung, for example, if DeAndre Ayton does roll hard to the basket, is what, you know, a lot of people are asking for him to do with this Lakers team. And to say the ball does move and LeBron James able to drive to the basket and stuff like that, that's when you start to see more of a fluid movement. But I just feel like with that Suns team, Chris Paul pushed the hell out of him. Like, hey, man, like, I need you to do this. And, like, he was legit guiding him and directing him. Like, hey, like, go to this spot right here. This is where you're going to see the open, you know, if you flash right here and stuff like that, compared to I want to see if Luka Dončić is going to dominate that out of him. Hey, man, I want to see him fire him up. Hey, I need you to roll to the basket right here. Hey, when the defense rotates over this way, I need you to flash to this spot over here.
Well, this could be part of that leadership that Luka was talking about during media day today, and about being more of a leadership presence. That's one of the things. Like, part of leadership is the uncomfortable stuff and pushing guys.
And you got to hold them accountable.
And look, LeBron will do that. LeBron will absolutely do that. And I think as much as you think about this stuff with Luka, because it's kind of Luka's team moving forward, LeBron's voice is still going to matter, and LeBron will not have any problem telling DeAndre Ayton, I need you to do this. Go do it.
And again, I can't wait for the season, because I do. I want to see him walk up to him, and I want to see him, like, legit pointing, or they get in the huddle, and after J.J. Redick is explaining to him, hey, well, this is the offense they're going to run, or getting out after a timeout, drawing up a play and stuff like that, I would love to see conversations going even more, because they do have a lot of time sometimes during the break. Hey, this is what we need out of you this next play or this next possession. Like, we need to see this. Or just I just want to see a better guidance for DeAndre Ayton.
Another guy that actually I think could maybe be a leadership force with DeAndre Ayton, or certainly will not be afraid to tell him, you need to go do this, Marcus Smart. He had some interesting things to say with Steve and John today. Mason and Ireland were broadcasting live from Media Day, and here's what he had to say. Got that coming up momentarily. Marcus Smart on with
in a long time. Hey, Marcus, John, pleasure. Throw those on. All right, so it is great to have you here as a Laker, man. Did you ever think, I mean, you played for the Celtics, and the hate is real between the Celtics and Lakers. There's only a couple of guys that have played for both. Rick Fox did it. Now you did it. What's that like to go from – it's kind of going from the Hatfields to the McCoys, the two greatest franchises in NBA history. Now you're seeing it from the other side. What's it like?
It's different. It's definitely different. I was telling my wife this morning, it feels like a new kid, a newborn coming into his first day of school, new team, media day, especially because 12 years ago, there's a possibility that I could have been here with 7 picks. So it's crazy how things just full circle.
Right.
You are a tremendous defender. Not everybody is. You are a tremendous defender. What is that mindset like for you?
Oh, man, it's just being able to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Especially in this league, we got a lot of great offensive players, and unfortunately, defense doesn't get the knock we should. We don't get the credit or respect we should because of the way the league is. It's offense. We want to see the scoring, which is rightfully so because we got some talented guys. So for me, it's just being uncomfortable with uncomfortable. Playing defense for 12, 13, 14 seconds. Everybody wants to score the ball. Nobody really wants to get down and try to stop somebody. That's tough to do.
What, Marcus, is the key to your defensive success? Because if you look at the West, and you know this, all the elite scoring guards seem to be on our side of the ledger, whether it's SGA or Anthony Edwards or Devin Booker or Steph Curry, and you're going to get them. You're going to get their assignments. So I know you're already thinking about it. What's your defensive philosophy? If you know, okay, I got to guard SGA tonight, what are you thinking?
Get your sleep. If you guard any of those guys, get your sleep because they're going to make you work, and it's going to be a long night.
I'm always amazed because I sit in a studio every day and I live at home, sleep in my own bed, all that stuff. What's the grind like? What's the grind of a season like for you?
It's tough. It is. It's tough. People don't understand. It's a lot of games we're playing. We're time zones, different changes, coast to coast. Getting in sometimes, 2 or 3 in the morning, really late and have to get up. And, you still got priorities. Some of us are husbands. Some of us have, fathers. You still got life that you have to do outside of being a professional, on top of being a professional. So it definitely is a grind.
All right, so, Marcus, I'm going to tell you something that they told me. My last name is Ireland, so I'm Irish.
Mm-hmm.
When I got the Laker job, they told me, you can't wear green. And I'm guessing you have a lot of green in your closet. Has anyone told you yet that you can't wear it?
I do have a lot, but nobody.
Your wife can. Your
my wife
family
can. Yeah, they can. They good. They know.
You wear it.
I'm not wearing it, but they got it.
Yeah. So we got to get you. We'll get to, if you haven't met Brian, the equipment manager, yet, we'll square you up with a lot of purple and gold, so we can take care of you.
Yeah, John actually wore a green tie one time, and then somebody cut it
Sasha
off.
Vujic cut it.
Sounds
with a
about
pair
right.
of
Sounds
scissors.
about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
On the outside. Last thing for you. A lot of talk about whether it would be smarter to start you because of all those guards I talked about earlier, or to bring you off the bench with the second unit. Do you care?
I do not. The way I feel and the way I am, it doesn't matter whether I start or come off the bench. Just know when I get on the floor, my presence will be made.
There it is.
All right, awesome.
All right.
Hey, Marcus, great to meet you, man.
Likewise.
Look forward
Great
to
to have you here, man. Congratulations.
Marcus Smart, brand new addition.
My presence will be made. Marcus Smart said
believe that.
He said that to Mason Ireland. He also said that to us in the assembled media.
Nice.
When being asked about starting or coming off the bench, same thing. I don't care. I just know when I check into a game, my presence will be felt. You had a trivia question for us, Funchu?
I do have a trivia question, and it is in the vein of The Price is Right. I want to ask you guys, you two gentlemen right here, how many players, just like Marcus Smart, have played for the Celtics and the Lakers? I'm going to give you guys you guys guess. How many players in the history of the NBA?
Do you want us to name them now?
Not name them, just how many players.
Let me see.
Without going over Price is Right rules.
I got a number.
I'm going to say 6.
Let's see. What is a... Well, let's see. That is... No. That is way low. DeAndre.
Way low. Damn. Okay. I'm going to go 9.
Totally,
if
totally
6 was
low.
way low, dude.
Yeah.
9 probably is pretty
I know.
low, too.
You guys will be amazed, but Marcus Smart will be the 42nd player to play for both the Lakers and the Celtics in the history of the NBA.
You know what? Here's where we screwed this up, DeAndre.
What's that?
We weren't thinking all the way back to when there was essentially like 6 teams in the league.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So,
bro.
but I'm just saying those guys had to shuffle around back and forth, and they really only had so many teams they could play for. I was thinking more, I guess, kind of modern times.
Oh my God! I
it's
just looked it up, and you guys all know the names: Brian Shaw, Rick Fox, Travis Knight, Chris Mim, Jermaine Jones,
Rajon Rondo.
Well, I wanted to start naming names, and you wouldn't allow me.
Bradley.
I was going to let you name 40 players. That's why.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Okay, 6 was too low, but in modern history, there have not been that
Avery
many.
Bradley?
Avery Bradley, yes. Okay, 6 was definitely too low because there are 6 guys who I
Dennis
covered.
Schroeder?
Yeah, there are 6. Well, I forget Schroeder's been on every team.
Hey, man, he peels out the rainbow,
this
man.
is a good one right here. Brandon Bass.
Brandon Bass.
Okay,
you see, I should have recognized this because I have covered more than 6 players who played for the Lakers and the Celtics.
You have Gary Payton in that one?
I do have Gary.
Okay.
Look, see my list. Gary Payton.
I'm sorry. What year did Gary Payton play for the Celtics?
Well, Gary Payton, he was traded to the Celtics, I want to say after the year that
right?
After the year that he was here. He was traded to the Celtics. I want to say he did. I can't remember if he actually played for them.
I want to say if he got released and went to Miami.
Yeah, Miami was the next stop.
Yeah, for the next stop after
whatever Boston was.
Because he won a title with them.
Right. I'm going to look this up. I don't remember if Peyton actually played any games with Boston. I know he did get traded there. And then I remember Rick Fox, he started with Boston.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Lakers.
Oh my God, I forgot Joe Klein was a Laker.
I believe that he actually got traded to the Celtics again or something, some type of salary dump or whatever. And I'll look this up to confirm that I'm correct. I think he actually just like said, I'm done playing basketball because he didn't want to go back to the Celtics.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Gary Payton, looking this up in real time. Oh, he played an entire season with the Celtics. My bad. My bad. But
what year?
2005.
2005. Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
That was right. That was the season before. Funchy was correct that he did go to
Miami. Won a chip with Shaq and Wade.
I am probably thinking of, he signed as a free agent with the Celtics. I think I'm thinking of Rick Fox. I was conflating them because I think Fox did get traded back to Boston and retired, but I will double check that. There were way more than 6 players. That was a terrible game.
Von Wafer.
My boy.
Von Wafer.
My boy. I loved Von Wafer so much. That guy, you want to talk about, people used to talk about Kobe and taking like his shot volume and too many shots. Von Wafer had no conscience whatsoever. That guy was amazing.
Von Wafer.
Love that guy. All right, coming up next, we will get into a little bit of crunch talk. Got crunch time to close things out. Bunchy will have a brief question for us. Deandre and I will have responses. Coming up next, Lakers Talk 710 ESPN.
LA, get ready. The 52nd annual Los Angeles Korean Festival is back October 16th through the 19th at Seoul International Park in Koreatown. 4 days of amazing food, live K-pop, and traditional performances, arts, culture, and fun for the whole family. Best part? Admission is free. Don't miss one of LA's biggest cultural celebrations, the LA Korean Festival, October 16th through the 19th. For details, visit lakoreanfestival.org.
You know I love the outdoors and adventures. Hey, it's Travis calling all adventurers. Page, Arizona is your ultimate outdoor playground. Snap that iconic shot at Horseshoe Bend. Then hike the stunning 11-mile rim trail. Explore one of 13 breathtaking slot canyons, including world-famous Antelope Canyon. Craving water fun? Cruise Lake Powell by kayak, jet ski, or houseboat, or float the Colorado River to Lee's Ferry. Make Page your base camp for day trips to Grand Canyon, Zion, and the Wave. Start planning your trip today at visitpageaz.com. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's passing yards, rushing yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. Follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new Feed tab on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. If you want flexibility, choose FlexPlay, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code TRAV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TRAV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
It's crunch time on Lakers Talk.
When the clock is ticking and it's all coming down to the wire, you know what that means.
This is crunch time.
All right, we really don't even have time for a formal segment of crunch time.
We made a decision during the break to just screw kind of crunch time and just stroll down memory lane about guys that played for the Celtics and the Lakers, because it got us so enthusiastic.
I was correct the first time. It was Gary Payton and Rick Fox traded to the Celtics. I guess Payton got traded there after the end of that one season with the Lakers on an expiring deal before his contract expired, and then the Celtics re-signed him. Rick Fox, though, did not play again with the Celtics.
Another interesting name was technically Tristan Thompson. Played for the Celtics in 54 games in 2021. And then, remember, he played for us during the playoffs.
Yes.
Because he has no stats in the regular season for the Lakers one bit, but he had stats during the playoffs, remember?
Yep. He got a little bit of run. Was it 2021?
Yes.
2021. He got a little bit
against
of postseason
Denver.
Run. Yep.
He was supposed to be the Jokic stopper.
No, that if it was 2021, that would not have been against Denver. That would have been against Phoenix. Maybe it was 2023?
2023, yes.
Okay,
yes, 2023,
like
yes.
2023 or 2024, one of those years. I remember he was brought in and did not, like you said, he did not play in the regular season at all.
Also, shout out Troy Murphy. Troy Murphy's on his list, too.
Yeah, we should have guessed that guy was a Celtic. I mean, he just looks the part.
Well, he did go to Notre Dame, I believe, too.
Stretch,
so, yeah.
One of the original stretch bigs.
Yeah, seriously. If he would have played now, he'd be making a lot of money.
His career with the Lakers was not prolific.
Let me see here. Let's see. Let me look here. Troy Murphy played 2012. You're right.
I covered that team. There
You're
was
right,
nothing to write home about.
59 games, average 4 points.
It was towards the – I mean, Troy Murphy had a nice career. It was towards the tail end of his career. Like
his best years was in Golden State, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if his season
Did he play with the Pacers too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was with the Pacers. I wouldn't be surprised if Troy Murphy's last year in the league was with the Lakers.
I don't.
It had to have been pretty close.
I would have to look that up because he played 2011 with Celtics and in 2012 with the Lakers.
And then you brought up Svi Mikhailuk, was both a Laker and a Svi. Yeah, 6
Kansas
and 9.
legend, baby. Jayhawk legend.
We
I
screwed
can't believe
this
he's still
up
in the
so
league.
bad.
He sticks around. He's a
Look,
good player.
He can shoot, man.
He can shoot, yeah.
Svi can
he's
shoot.
on the Celtics. I could
Now?
be. I think he's on this. He's either on the Celtics or the Bucks.
Let me look this up.
I believe it's the Celtics
right now. Svi Mikhailuk is currently a member of, and this fits perfectly, chef's kiss, the Utah Jazz.
Of course. Of course.
He is a member of the Utah Jazz, Svi Mikhailuk. Hopefully, he can have another season in the NBA. Thanks again to Daniel Starkin from Lakers Nation for dropping by. Thanks again to the Lakers and Jake LaRavia for giving me a little bit of extra time today at Media Day. Thanks to everybody for listening. Again, the season is officially upon us. There's going to be preseason games starting this Friday. A lot of action to look forward to this season with the Lakers. This is Lakers Talk. Andy Kamenetsky, 710.